على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين، والعاقبة لأهل التقوى واليقين. الصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين، الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس ويطهرهم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وهو أصدق الصادقين وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد.
Respected brothers and sisters in Iman, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We start with a prayer. Ya Rabbul Alameen, accept our ibadat. Ya Rabbul Alameen, forgive our major and minor sins. Rabbul Alameen, forgive the sins of our marhameen, marhumat. Ya Rabbul Alameen, please keep the Muslims protected wherever they are. We send our salams, our salutations, our prayers to our Imam, Imam Al-Zamana, Ajjalallahu Farajahu Sharif. May Allah give us the tawfiq when the Imam comes, we can be a part of his army, inshallah. Tonight we are going to continue the topic that we had started 3 nights ago. We will finish that off and then we will get some advice from Imam Ali. That topic was why our du'as are not being accepted. We have mentioned many reasons why the du'as are not being accepted. Today we will start with reason number 1 why the du'as are not being accepted is eating haram food. Some of our brothers and sisters, they have become so nonchalant, they don't care anymore. They say, we will eat meat from everywhere. One of the best narrations from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Rasulullah says, if you eat one luqma of haram, one luqma, one piece, you take 1 spoon of haram, your ibadat are not accepted for 40 days and 40 nights. Now imagine someone, he is getting haram rizq and he is eating haram food for 40 years. Will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept anything? Rasulullah says no. Allah. What does that mean? 40 days and 40 nights, my ibadat are not being accepted. Can I go on vacation? Can I buy a ticket for 40 days, 40 nights? My ibadat are not being accepted. I will go on a vacation. There is no Islamic rules over me. No. You have to keep doing it. If you ate it on purpose or by mistake, you still have to keep doing your ibadat. Allah. This test is very tough. Wherever you go, my brothers and sisters, whatever position you are in, whatever career you are in, whatever business you are in, make sure it's the business of halal. Make sure you are eating halal meat. There's a narration from our Sixth Imam, Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, Sadiq Ali Muhammad. This is from the sixth Imam and the second Imam, the same thing almost. The Imam says, how many of you would like to eat the meat of your brother? Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Ya Rasulullah, what do you mean? How can we eat the meat of a brother? He says, when you do ghibat, it's as if you are eating the meat of your brother. Yesterday I was reading in one of the books, if you are fasting in the month of Ramadan and you do ghibat, Allah Azza wa Jal will not accept anything from you for 40 days and 40 nights. Allah. This is a very tough task. You have to protect your brothers and sisters. The first reason why your du'as are not being accepted, eating haram food. You and I, we are the lovers of Rasulullah. We are the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. If someone invites you to a gathering, before you go, make sure, hey, I am a Muslim, make sure you have halal food. Make sure you do not sell yourself for money. Brothers and sisters, find your purpose. What is your purpose in your life? What is the purpose? What is my purpose in life? Our fourth Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin, salawatullah wa salamu alayhi.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
I have given you 4 narrations on salawat. Today I will give you the 5th one. The point of these is to make you one of those who will be considered as those who keep saying salawat. This is from the 6th Imam, Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, Sadiq Ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
He says, on Yawm al-Jumu'ah, Friday, some have written Friday night. Friday, give sadaqah. That sadaqah will be considered as if you gave 1,000. You gave $1, Allah Azza wa Jal will write it as 1,000. Then the Imam says, on Yawm al-Jumu'ah, after your ibadat, the best ibadat is to do the salawat. Why? He says, when you do salawat on Friday, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you 1,000 good deeds. He will remove 1,000 sins. And He will elevate your status 1,000 degrees. And there is one certain angel who is appointed for the graves of the prophets only. If you keep doing salawat on Friday, this certain angel, when you pass away, it will stay around your grave until Yawmul Qiyamah, and it will keep praying for your maghfirah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
This is the specialty of the salawat. The first reason we mentioned why the du'as are not being accepted is eating haram food. On purpose or by mistake. You will feel it. My brothers and sisters, there is a special peace. The ibadat, they have a special peace. Dhikr of Allah, they have special peace. Dhikr of Ahlul Bayt, it makes you relax. You can have billions and billions of dollars. You can have everything on the planet. But if you do not have this particular peace, you will sleep in depression. Let me give you one example. One of the sisters, she's very rich. She says, every single time I go shopping, I spend $50,000. Imagine how rich they are. But there's one problem. Every single night when I go to sleep, I cry to sleep. I said, you know why, sister? Because you have left the ibadah. You have left that peace. There's a certain peace in these ibadah. This is why we read Dua Joshin and Kabir and Saghir and these du'as. There's this peace that words cannot describe. Allah. These are the nights of Layal al-Qadr. There's a man by the name of Ibn Sarrah. One day Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam,
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Rasulullah is reciting the fadail, the virtues of Ibn Sarrah. Imagine how pious and noble you have to be that Rasulullah is reciting your fadail. He says there was a man by the name of Ibn Sarrah. Ibn Sarrah went to jihad fi sabilillah for 70 years. He would get wounded, he would come home, he would relax, he would go back. He would get wounded and he would come back again for 70 years. Ya Rasulullah, how can we get the same thawab as Ibn Sarrah? Prophet says, do not worry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you 1,000 nights of ibadat, the thawab. All you have to do is do the ibadat in Laylatul Qadr. Imagine how hard that is, doing jihad fi sabilillah, and imagine how easy this is. Waking up in one night. This is why we recite Joshin al-Kabir. The history of Joshin al-Kabir is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam,
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
the history of Joshin al-Kabir. One day Rasulullah is in the battle, he is sweating. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders Jibreel, oh Jibreel, I cannot see my Habib like this. Rasulullah was sweating, he was tired. Jibreel comes down, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Rasulullah, if you recite this one dua, Allah Azza wa Jal will protect you from arrows being thrown at you, from axes being thrown at you, from rocks, and there's a whole list. Allah Azza wa Jal will protect you from the calamities of this dunya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you honor in this dunya. He will give you dignity in this dunya. He will make sure you have enough rizq. He will be your dhamin. All you have to do is recite Joshin al-Kabir to make sure you do not waste these nights. Make sure you ponder in these nights. Make sure you listen to Dua Joshin al-Kabir if you cannot recite it. Moving along, the second reason we mentioned why our ibadat are not being accepted. This is from Imam Ali salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The Imam says one of the reasons your dua is not being accepted is because you are not trusting in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Trust in Allah. Allah Azza wa Jal has promised that He is your dhamin. The rizq which is written for you, inshallah, you will get it. You have to keep going out and trying. You cannot sit at home on the sofa, Ya Rabbul Alameen, I keep praying, please give me $1 million, and it falls from the sky. You have to keep going out. You have to keep working. It is a guarantee. In the time of Prophet Sulaiman, he could speak to the animals. One day, he is standing by a river or a lake. He sees that there's a frog. The frog jumps out, jumps in the water again. The second time, the same thing. The third time, jumps out and jumps in. Prophet Sulaiman asks, what are you doing? Why do you keep going out and in, out and in? He says, salam to you because you are the Prophet of Allah. He says, there is a small animal beneath the water. Beneath the water there is a rock. Under that rock is a small animal which is handicapped, which cannot get its own rizq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed me that I do this action 3 times a day. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forget that small animal which is handicapped, how will Allah forget you and I? We are the khadim of the Ahlul Bayt. What does that small animal do after it gets its rizq? It says, there is no creator like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no provider like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who does not forget his creation. Allah Akbar. You have to build that trust inside yourselves. No matter what happens in life, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take care of it. No matter how many times I slip, inshallah, Allah is so Kareem, He is so Ghafoor, He is so merciful. Inshallah, He will take care of it. Moving along, this is from our sixth Imam, Imam Jafar Sadiq, Sadiq Ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Before I mention that, this is from the seventh Imam, Imam Musa al-Kazim, Kazim al-Ghayz. He says, do not become those who waste time. There's one thing, the time controls you. This is why you hear people say, I lost track of time. I didn't know what happened. The Imam says, no. Become those who control time. You control your schedule. How, the Imam says? I will give you 4 ways. Divide your day, every single day, into 4 portions. Which one? Number 1, Ibadatullah. Set your schedule in such a way that you always have time to do dhikr and ibadat of Allah. The second one, the Imam says, go out and get the rizq. If you work, go out and work. No one is saying stay in the masjid 24/7. No one is saying be in prayer all day long. No. The Imam, they gave us this message. You have responsibility. We are the believers of those who are full of honor. This is your dignity that I must go out every day and get the rizq. If you work, go to work, the Imam says. If you're in school, study. The third one, the Imam says, hang out with those kinds of people who are going to make you a better person. Surround yourself with people who will push you when you want to give up. I don't want to do Zohar. No, you have to do it. I don't want to go to work. No, you have to go to work. I don't want to go to class today. No, you will go to class. Surround yourself with people who are going to push you to do better. And when they are pushing you to do better, the Imam says, do not get mad at them. When people correct you, do not get mad at them. They want to uplift you. They want you to do it. And then the fourth one, the Imam says, the fourth portion of your day, make sure you have time for yourself and you relax. A time for relaxing. A time where I relax. The Imam says, if you do not do the fourth one, if you do not have time to relax every single day, you will not be able to do the first three. Allah. Time management, my brothers and sisters. Make sure you manage your time properly. Make sure you manage your time. 2 messages and then I would end my speech. Make sure you become the volunteers. Make sure you volunteer in the Husainiyya. Why? First story. There was a man in Tehran. He says, we used to do majalises for 50, 60 years. Every night we come, we do the khidmat, we make the tabarruk and everything, and we leave. He says one night, it was 6th Muharram, I saw 2 youth. Their libas did not match the libas of azab. There's certain adab. There's certain adab of coming to the majlis. There's a certain dress code when you go to Majlis Hussain. There's etiquettes. There's etiquettes of sitting in the majlis. He says, I saw there were 2 youth in the majlis. Their libas, their dress code did not match the dress code of the majlis. And in the majlis, they kept talking and making signals. Adab of the majlis is you listen with your full attention. You concentrate. You are not signaling here. He says they were signaling, and in the middle of the majlis, they got up and they left. They asked one of the management, is there going to be tabarruk today? He says, no. Today there's going to be no tabarruk. As soon as they heard there's no dinner, fi amanillah, they went home. Some of our brothers, yes, there's no dinner, we're going home. 6th Muharram, right? There's only going to be chai, drink that chai, go home. 7th Muharram, he says, same exact youth. Tonight they are wearing the black libas for above. Tonight there's a complete change. In the majlis, they became before everybody. They volunteered in everything. They listened to the whole majlis. They sat in the majlis. There was no gossip during the majlis. There was no chit chat. They were sitting with a respectful manner. At the end, they helped us when we closed the Husainiyah. When they were about to leave, he says, I asked, what happened? How did this change come in one night? Allah. They both started to cry. They said, last night we saw Abu Abdullah al-Husayn in our dream. Salawatullah wa salamu alayhi. He says, last night Hussein ibn Ali came in our dream with one message. He said, you know, when you both were leaving the Husainiyah and you saw that there were cups of chai on the ground, you cleaned up that place of the Husainiyah. Because of that one small act, we have come into your dream. Allahu Akbar. What is the message? He says, you see that man standing at the door? He has 2 feathers on his helmet. He is known as Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. He has something in his hand. Yes. What is he doing? He says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered us. Every single person that comes to the gathering, we write their name. We write every single thing that they do. And we do not leave until the doors of the Husainiyah shut. My brothers and sisters, become a volunteer. Take out the trash of the Husainiyah. There's nothing wrong with it. One of the brothers, in another Husainiyah, I asked him, can you please vacuum? He says, no, I am above this. I said, my brother, no disrespect to you, your family, your career. You might be something, but in front of the Ahlul Bayt, you are nothing. You are not above anybody. Allahu Akbar. There is no power in the world which can stop the dhikr of Abu Abdullah. So become a volunteer. The second message, my brothers and sisters, do not waste food. This is from our teacher. Our teacher says, his teacher was the best reciter of majalises. He used to recite majalises in front of thousands of people. He says one night, it was Layla al-Ashur. We say Shami Gharib. It was Layla al-Ashur. He says, when I pull my car out, when I am pulling my car out, I see there's a small mawkib, a place where they give free water and chai. Mawkib al-Husayn. It's small children. And they have the same latmiya, and they are giving chai. And they say one sentence to me. They say, Sayyid John, you recite majalises for the famous and rich people. Will there ever come a time when you recite a majlis for the masakin? Those people who have nothing to give you, will you recite majlis for them? He says, yes, if I have time, I will. He goes, he recites the majalises, he comes home, he completely forgets about the small children. He goes to sleep. When he goes to sleep, who does he see? Sayyida Zahra Salamullah alayha.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Sayyid, you had made a promise. Remember those small children? Yes, Mother John. Yes, my mother, I apologize. He gets up, he goes, he recites the majlis. Do not waste food, right? He recites the majlis. They give him a cup of chai. He takes few sips and he throws it away. He comes back. He goes to sleep again. What does he see? Sayyid Al-Zahra Salamullah alayha. She says, Oh Sayyid, listen to it very carefully. Oh Sayyid, all of the majlises that you recited in your whole life, out of them the best majlis was which you recited from the small children today. Allah. And the second thing, O Sayyid, why didn't you finish that chai that was given to you? Why did you waste it? He says, the sugar was not enough. She says, Oh Sayyid, do you not know? When the small children were preparing the Tabarruq Hussein, I was with them. Allah. Brothers and sisters, in conclusion, inshallah we will continue from here. In conclusion, make sure there's a change in yourself. Make sure you come to the door of the Ahlul Bayt as if you are nobody. Last narration from Imam Jafar Sadiq, Shk Ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The Imam says, we come to every single majlis, but we do not accept every majlis. Allahu Akbar. We have to purify our gatherings in such a way that Shk Ali Muhammad will accept it. Do you think Imam Jafar is going to accept that speech, that lecture, right after the lecture you start making fun of somebody? Do you think he's going to accept the speech right after the speech you were yelling at your mother, your father, or somebody? Purify your lives. Purify your souls. Purify the gathering that we have. And please keep attending the lectures. وما علينا إلا البلاغ. دعاء إمام زمانه. بسم الله الرحمن